In a recent interview, Caitlin Clark, the rising star of the WNBA and recently honored as Time's Athlete of the Year, expressed her respect for NBA icon LeBron James, naming him the greatest basketball player ever, GOAT. As a newcomer in the WNBA, Clark's admiration for James highlights his considerable impact on both the men's game and women's basketball. Clark's first year in the WNBA has been remarkable. Chosen first overall by the Indiana Fever in 2024, she rapidly left a significant mark on the league. Her outstanding performance awarded her the coveted Rookie of the Year title, making her the second consecutive rookie from Indiana to achieve this honor, following Aaliyah Boston. Alongside this acknowledgement, Clark also became just the third rookie in Indiana Fever history to start in the WNBA All-Star Game, further affirming her standing among the league's top talents. Throughout her debut season, Clark established numerous records that highlighted her exceptional skill set. She became the record holder for both assists and three-point field goals made by a rookie. Not only did she lead the league in assists per game, but her capability to contribute in various facets of the game positioned her as one of the most versatile players in the WNBA. One standout performance took place in a match against the Washington Mystics, where she scored 30 points, setting a franchise record for the most three-pointers made by a rookie. She also made history by being the first player in Fever history to achieve a triple-double, showcasing her scoring, passing, and rebounding abilities. Arguably, her most outstanding performance occurred when she registered an extraordinary 19 assists in a game against the Dallas Wings, establishing a new league record for the most assists by a rookie. Beyond her record-breaking statistics, Clark's leadership on the court was essential to her achievements. Her commitment and determination were evident, earning her the title of Rookie of the Month 4 times. These contributions were crucial in keeping the Fever competitive throughout the season, underscoring Clark's ability to elevate her team and propel them toward success. Despite ongoing debates among basketball fans about who rightfully claims the GOAT title, Clark has been unequivocal about her choice: LeBron James. In a video shared by Legion Hoops on X, Clark expressed her unwavering admiration for James, claiming she sees him as the greatest player of all time. Clark's statement underscores the profound impact LeBron James has had not only on men's basketball, but also on women's basketball. As she continues to forge her own legacy in the WNBA, Clark's recognition of James emphasizes the interconnectedness of the sport and the enduring influence of basketball legends like him. Though she bears no resemblance to him in style or substance, Caitlin Clark has become the Donald Trump of sports. Everything she says or does provokes anger in someone. The individuals most vocally reacting to her are her counterparts in the WNBA, who all stand to gain financially from her impact. Clark's professional debut could not be better timed in this scenario. The league and players are currently in negotiations for a new collective agreement. Any added funds resulting from that, and there will be a considerable increase, should be referred to as the Clark bump. However, no good deed goes unpunished. Clark's latest blunder involved trying to divert some of the well-deserved acclaim that has come her way. This past week, Time magazine named her its Athlete of the Year. This prompted Clark to engage in what she prefers least: an extensive and probing interview. In the ensuing feature, the subject of race emerged prominently. For the most part, Clark has adeptly maneuvered through that challenging landscape. In the article, she shows respect toward her Black predecessors without being excessively deferential. "I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege," Clark expressed. It continues similarly, rich with progressive rhetoric about valuing and celebrating talent. This viewpoint is so moderate that it reflects the average perspective. It is hard to picture a statement less likely to provoke controversy. Nevertheless, it is Clark, so the alarms were set off. Everyone to their podcasts, release the tweets, start the columns. The remarks that garnered the most attention came from Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson. She voiced her disappointment that Time opted to spotlight Clark. "We have so much talent out there that has been unrecognized," Johnson told CNN, "and I don't think we can attribute it to one player." Yes, we can. That's why it is called Athlete of the Year and not Everyone of the Year. Nearly 50 years ago, Johnson co-founded Black Entertainment Television with her then-husband. They turned a small cable channel into a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. This highlights her background in advocacy. Yet, here she is, sounding as if she has just stumbled upon the idea of media and is confused as to why it cannot be favorable to all. Johnson's comments led Clark's supporters to weigh in, fueling a discussion that originated from nothing. The WNBA just achieved what their male counterparts often aspire to do more frequently, transforming a fabricated narrative into a concrete one. At this point, I assert that I find this dubious. I no longer believe that everyone in the WNBA feels disturbed by Clark, who is arguably the most benign great star in sports history. If she were causing confrontations, perhaps. But this young lady, she wouldn't dream of upsetting a goose. This is the person who troubles you so much? No way. I refuse to accept it. Instead, I believe that everyone in the WNBA, including Clark, Johnson, and others, has reached an implicit and collective understanding of what appeals to fans. For 20 years, the WNBA has aimed to attract attention by showcasing the talents of its players. This strategy was not successful. People ridiculed them. Even worse, they ignored them. Minor advancements were being made, but progressing slowly in sports means falling behind in any other sector. It's either a major success or a total failure. Then Clark appeared. After finishing college, she became an unprecedented star. Her fame has only grown since. Advocating that she should honor her predecessors is similar to suggesting that Michael Jordan should never have given an interview without acknowledging Jerry West. It's a noble idea, but let's be realistic. Unlike most other newcomers, Clark came with a pre-existing rivalry against LSU standout Angel Reese. They share a background from their college days. Clark is white, while Reese is black. Everyone in the WNBA must have noticed that the Clark versus Reese matchup sparked discussions about the league in mainstream media like never before. Therefore, rather than adhering to its usual strategy of promoting positivity, the league welcomed conflict. The fact that this conflict was largely manufactured did not matter. Soon enough, opinions had formed. Some view Clark as the greatest. Others think she is riding on the achievements of others. Despite a lack of evidence for this notion, some perceive her as a racist. Some see her as a scapegoat. The validity of these views is irrelevant. What truly counts is that you are involved. This is a new development and is undoubtedly interesting for those who have been connected to the league for years. This is why they continue to make ill-advised comments. The task is to fan this conflict just enough to prevent it from boiling over into chaos or fading away. So far, so good. If they follow the established approach, we can foresee how this will play out. Ultimately, Clark will earn the hesitant respect of her peers. They will come to understand that despite surface differences, they have more in common than not. Perhaps after years of animosity, Clark and Reese will become respectful colleagues, not exactly friends. That will come later. But they will be esteemed teammates. They could even evolve into the Statler and Waldorf of sports. They might engage in theatrical disagreements, navigate content-friendly challenges, and eventually work together. Maybe, when everything wraps up, they will create a documentary together. This narrative has been told before. It was called Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. That worked out quite well for both. It was even more advantageous for the NBA. The league's modern brand is built on a white individual and a black individual who once held deep resentment toward each other until they were forced to engage. The players excelled, and the league flourished, but the team owners reaped the greatest rewards from that racial controversy. It shifted them from struggling multimillionaires to thriving billionaires. If you found yourself in their shoes today, I imagine you too would appear on CNN and say almost anything to keep the conversation alive. Caitlin Clark recently learned from her parents that she was almost named MVP of a boys' basketball league when she was a young athlete. During an interview with Good Morning America anchor Robin Roberts at the Massachusetts Conference for Women in Boston on Thursday, December 12, the sportswoman received applause as she shared a story about competing against boys in her youth. "I grew up playing with boys, and we never thought it was different or strange. It was just normal." Clark, 22, reminisced to Roberts, 64, during their onstage conversation. "You're better than many girls, so we're going to let you play with the boys. They struggled to find girls' leagues in my area.